Vroumance presents Backlogs and Brainfog, an ADHD mini-pod.
Because sometimes you just... what was I saying? What an entrance with balloons.
I love that your computer does that.
So dumb.
Did you program it that a point means balloons?
No. This is balloons, I think. And then there's like other ones.
But it's nice. It was a nice welcome. Thank
Yeah.
you and hello.
Welcome to our first side quest.
So you'll notice that Ryette and I go on many a tangent, and kind of what we love about our conversations and our friendship, and it leads us to some very interesting places. But then we do try and pull back to topic and try and keep a little bit on time when it comes to recording. So we have unfinished business, basically.
Yeah, basically this is us as ghosts coming back to finish our unfinished business so that we can rest in peace.
And so that you can rest in peace, because I know that you, all 10 of you, have just been waiting to hear the end of these stories. They're like, they're just waiting. Yet every single day that goes by, they're longing.
The comments that I've read, like the daily comments under our videos asking about when we're going to post the next part of the story, has really just been weighing on me. And, I think when it got to like I think it was like a record of like 9.3 million comments, maybe, that said like, blah, 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 piss. And I was like, okay, fine. Jesus, we'll fucking tell the piss story.
Some people are really into some frigga shit, man. Love it.
Like, it's not what you think, guys.
Yeah, it's not as exciting as you think it is. It's hilarious, though. So, yes. So, in this side quest, and as I say, I do think it'll be a regular thing because that's just how our conversations go. And we're cool with it. Hopefully, you're cool with it, too. So, yes, episode 1, part 2, we did our most formative memories of one another. And we didn't want to go too overtime, but both of them deserved a little more space in this world. And so we're going to dive into them a little bit more. You can just remind people what your formative memory was of me, like just a quick recap.
So, I mean, as the first year of university goes, it's maybe hard to pinpoint a lot of memories of people that aren't like jumbled together. But as I said, the one that really stood out to me the most of you, and I couldn't even remember the name of this at the stage where we talked about this first, but it was Ming Voz. I thought that I didn't even know the real story fully behind it, but it turns out the whole like backstory, whatever, I'm doing it, but you can't see.
But we'll insert the picture again. But basically it was just like a wide-legged squat, one hand on the floor, one hand in the air.
It wasn't even a squat. It was like straight legs go down, I feel like.
And people were like sending me pictures, like Ryette in that app is like from her like childhood home in the kitchen. Like while we were away on like vacay, like people would be interacting.
I have a photo of that.
Please share it, because I went looking for it. I went deep diving on your Facebook, just by the way, and I couldn't find it.
It's just a generally really embarrassing photo, because I just want to run it back that like my style during university was like so hippie. I think in that photo I'm wearing like a patchwork like silk like harem pant with like a tie-dye t-shirt and like a multicolored like beanie with tassels or some shit. And I think I was actually wearing socks or something at that point, but I used to just go barefoot to most places. And that is a disgusting thing that I used to do.
Well, it's Muscle Bay, and also like not everyone in South Africa spits on the ground. So it's a little different in that way.
No. In university, I would often go to class with no shoes on.
Okay, well, Stellenbosch and university campuses are...
I would go to supermarkets with no shoes on. So...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a thing that I still sometimes do, but it is frowned upon a little bit, I guess.
Questionable?
Depends on the area. But yeah, the story, I mean, I also, like, when I think back to where the story originated from, like, it is the stupidest thing ever, and it just snowballed, is actually what happened. So one of our friends has an uncle who's gay, and someone had friend requested him on Facebook called Ming Voz. And this guy was obviously like a catfish, but he was in this like pose, right? This Ming Voz pose that then became this thing. And he was super ripped and like Greek god statuesque body or whatever. And so like she showed it to me, and like we just kept joking about it. And then basically any time that there would be like a really ripped person like on the internet or anything, like we'd send it to each other and be like, oh my gosh, look, Ming Voz is now doing Olympic water ballet. And we'd be like, oh my god, Ming, like that's so cool for you. And yes, we all just started like randomly doing the poses in places. And so it was a lot of like just that kind of shit that led to everyone just knowing about Ming Voz and not really. So it was so dumb. It literally just came from a gay uncle's friend request from a catfish.
I mean, as the best things do.
You know, so it was between me and her mainly, but then like the whole of our year kind of like was now roped into Ming Voz.
It was like gay planking.
Yes, oh my god, because even at graduation, like everyone was doing Ming Voz pose, like in our graduation garb. I mean, what even? And then I proceeded to make a short film, which uploading to YouTube cost me 1,000 rand in internet usage that I had to kind of lie to my dad about, because I didn't know that it was going to do that, because I didn't know anything about anything.
Man, the time of shit Wi-Fi.
That was at the department. So yeah, so we made the short film, and like all these weird things were like incorporated into it because like all these like side things had come in. Like at some point in the film, I was like, I'm going to find him. So I like have to put my swimming cap on because he does water ballet. Like it was so ridiculous. And I do just need to say, like, I'm going to link the short film in this description. I beg you not to watch it, but I feel like, why the fuck not? Like, it's so stupid.
I feel like you should watch it. Like, I didn't remember the short film existed until you sent it to me recently, or like right after we talked about it.
I couldn't believe it was still available on YouTube. The internet forgets nothing.
I just like, the thing that shocked me is like seeing the credits at the end. I saw my name as a person who was doing stuff on it, and I have zero memory of doing anything related to this short film.
What did I list you as? Like a supporter? Did you help me?
No, I think like video, like film stuff. I think I filmed stuff.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Thank you.
I don't even remember at all.
And somehow I like roped people into doing this. Like in the middle of the night at the drama department. It was wild. So yes, that's Ming Voz, and it just got, I don't want to say like blown out of proportion. Essentially that is what happened, but it was like hilarious and just became this ridiculous, stupid thing.
I don't think it's blown out of proportion. I think it was blown into the exact proportion it should have been. And also you say like roping drama people into stuff. You don't have to do a lot. Like the things that people would do for exposure is honestly like,
especially actors.
The exposure is really the keyword that they catch you with, you know?
Well, if anyone becomes famous from my Ming Voz short film,
probably me, because my name is on it, you know?
I know that your climb to fame is up and up. Probably because of that.
Yeah, Ming Voz was amazing.
So my formative memory was going to, I think we were finished with uni and we were just, I don't know, doing whatever still at campus, and we went for a day at a tidal pool, and Ryette had been stabbed in the leg with a sea urchin.
Yeah, like, I also just want to, let's just like refresh the memory of like, there was drinking and also maybe some like marina involved, and I just want to, you know, really kick the paranoia into overdrive. So
Ryette's not just generally just cray in that situation and overreacting. It was probably a combination of things.
I mean, I also am an overreactor.
Yeah, in my memory, I'm just like, Ryette was cray.
Yeah, I was.
So she got stabbed in the leg in the tidal pool by a sea urchin, and then was convinced that it was one of these situations where someone needed to pee on it in order for it to not be like a problem, like a blue bottle or something like that.
I had to get a golden shower, and that was the only way.
And she was really angry because like all of us were such bad friends because none of us would pee on her, and she was like, it was swelling up or whatever. She was freaking out. So like we thought it was hysterical, but you were really upset and like really worried, and you were really angry at us. So please tell us how it unfolded from there.
Okay, so let me set the scene, right? We're like ignoring like, what is it, the open container laws, like fully drinking wine on a beach, not low.
University students.
Yeah, that. And yeah, we go swimming in the tide pool and it's like a good time. Everything's great. And then, the little thing stings me. And I think some of the things broke off because I remember some of them like came out like a while later. They're like, or I pulled some of them out, but it doesn't matter. And for some reason, I just like thought that it was absolutely the end of my life. And I think the thing that went through my head was, oh my God, if you have to go to the hospital, they're going to find both alcohol and weed in your blood. And I was like,
because at the time that was not legal.
And also my parents were very, well, one still is, but they were not okay. They would not have been okay with that. So I was just freaking out. I don't know why the anger.
Well, we wouldn't help you and we were laughing at you while you were obviously distressed.
I think I was probably having maybe one of my first panic attacks, one of my first big panic attacks, maybe. Then I didn't know it. At that point, I didn't know I had anxiety. I didn't really know anxiety was a thing because I was told that it wasn't. And so, yeah, this was pre-medication era. I freaked the fuck out and accused all my friends of being awful people while they were doubling over laughing, quite frankly. Like literally full can't breathe crying, would have peed themselves anyway and would have been able to help me laughing.
But also because we knew that this was not one of those incidences. I'm like, that is not what you do for a sea urchin thing. Like, and we were just trying to convince you and you would not be convinced. So eventually what had to happen was...
Before you say that, or like before it goes on, I think this was also the time period when like that piece of information was like just generally accepted, like when you get like stung by a blue bottle or some jellyfish bullshit, that was like the thing that was done.
To be fair, I still believe that.
Yeah, I would rather not be peed on.
But yeah, like to this day at 34, like I would either rub sand on like a blue bottle sting, or I'd be like, someone needs to pee on that.
So I feel like you should just I wasn't there for it. Well, I was there for it, but I think you should just tell the rest of this.
Well, basically what happened, because what you'd said in the episode was like, it didn't come from the source, essentially.
It didn't come from the source.
So all of us were like, we're not doing that. Like that kind of crosses a line of like just getting our bits out and like peeing on you.
In public, when other people, I think, showed up.
There were other people there. Yeah. So, I mean, there were rocks and stuff. Like we were kind of away from those people. But yeah, so But it was more like, I'm not going to just whip it out and like just pee on my friend. I mean, we were friends, but like, we weren't like, I don't know. How do you get to that level of close? I don't know. I'd pee on you now if it was real.
I don't know how I feel about getting my bits out,
Exactly. Anyway, I mean, Jim, like, no?
I do not fuck with that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, so I'd probably be more comfortable with that.
Absolutely not.
I have watched people like full on do squat stretches like in my face in a gym, like strangers in the nude. But that's, again, a side quest. So someone took a bottle.
A hero took a bottle.
A hero took a bottle. The only hero among us. And she peed into the bottle. So smart. So smart.
She heroically peed into the bottle.
Yes. And I mean, I don't know for facts about anyone's genitalia, but if she was born with female genitalia, peeing into a bottle is not an easy thing. I can barely pee when I go hiking without peeing all over my shoes. So definitely a heroic move. And so she got enough into the bottle to satisfy Ryette, who then took the bottle and I assume just poured it on the affected area.
She really came to bat for me that day. Really truly was a hero. And for some reason, even though it didn't help swelling nor pain or anything, mentally it soothed me.
I mean, before we hopped on here, we were talking about placebo effect. So, I mean, it is a thing. It calmed you in some way. So maybe it was the nice warmth of it, very soothing, warm.
Yeah, it was getting chilly at that point. So it was like late afternoon-ish, Also, I did just check and I Googled, does pee really help for sea urchin stuff? That was what I Googled. It says, no, urine does not help with sea urchin stings. This is an urban legend that is used because urine is easily accessible. I feel like someone with a golden shower like fetish came up with this. And it says, in fact, urine can cause the jellyfish's stingers to release more venom, which might worsen the symptoms. It's the opposite of effective.
So that's a no. Well, we've learned something new now. I mean, I'm going to check up on blue bottles still, but I've never been in this situation. I just know that sea urchins are kind of like getting a thorn, and it's like you just have to live your life until you can get it out. But yeah.
On the urinary tract that we're on right now, I just want to say, you know when you like type stuff into Google and as you type it, like suggestions come up, and I just want to share the suggestions that came up when I typed, does pee really? And the first one, obviously, does pee really help a jellyfish sting? Does pee really help athlete's foot? Didn't know that was a thing. Does pee really help ear infections? What does really yellow pee mean? What does my pee smell really strong and bad? What does really dark pee mean? And why does it hurt really bad when I pee? Like, these people need to get off of Google and get into a hospital ward or something.
I'm surprised though that, because what was the first few words you typed?
Does pee really?
I was scared that it was going to be like a, does pee really taste like? Like, I thought there was going to be like one of those thrown in there.
There's one that says, just does pee, says, does pee have DNA? Does pee turn black when you're starving? Does pee kill sperm? What is happening in the Google?
I know, because now you're almost like, well, I don't know the answer to any of those things, but so do I want to Google them? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to go down a black hole.
A pee hole, a yellow hole. I'm going to go down a urethra.
Yes, you're heading down the urethra.
I am.
Without a guide.
I'm just going to say the next one is, does urine actually whiten your teeth? Girl, what?
Okay, cool. So someone did want to get it up in there.
People Google stuff. Sometimes I'm really shocked by the stuff that like pops up, you know, when Googling certain things, which I feel like could be a whole other side quest.
Yes, definitely another side quest. And also because obviously like our own algorithms come into it, because I feel like if I started typing the same thing, I feel like we should do a test on that.
Yeah, because mine would be very unhinged, I think.
But anyway, so I think we should end this side quest here. That was from episode 1, part 2, our most formative memories of one another. And I know that you've been waiting longingly to know more about Ming Voz and the P story. And there you have it. You are so welcome.
Trophy unlocked, achievement unlocked. You are now allowed to move on to the next level.
Woohoo! Another side quest.
Thank you for joining us for, Piss Ming Voz. And
Ryette's dive down the Google urethra hole.
That. I'm gonna go urethra some more right now. Get it? You read through urethra. I hate that I explained that joke.
That was really bad. That's but I still love you.
That's all that matters.
All right. Love you.
Love you too. Love you guys.